Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac. Maybe you've heard of this game. This is what, like episode 685 now at this point? That is fucking crazy. I guess realistically, we may have a chance of hitting nearly 1,000 before Rebirth comes out. That's surprising and a little bit scary. I guess that would mean that Rebirth wouldn't come out until like November or something like that. So let's not wish that on anybody. But we are due for an Isaac run. We're actually, I guess, technically due for like a random run because I did an Isaac run on my random run. That's the beauty of the random button sometimes, though, I suppose. This has a tendency to be, in my opinion at least, the more strategic, focused kind of style of run. And I think this is like, I know that there's something to be said, you know, when we did that interview, Bisnab and I did that interview with Edmund McMillan, and he's like, he's so sick of people just playing as Isaac over and over. I think there's something to be said for Isaac being the definitive character, just because of how novel the D6 makes things. Like, it makes him demonstrably better than other characters, I think, for the most part anyway, assuming your rerolls actually, you know, provide some value or improved value to you. But also it adds a little bit more strategy to the game. You're not just trying to survive anymore, you're trying to maximize the number of rerolls that you get. So it's a whole different, like, meta game that goes on there. That doesn't really apply to any other characters unless those characters have items that kind of have similar effects, or if they just pick up the D6, I suppose. So, you know, that's my intro for this episode, because I don't want to talk about how poorly I did in the last episode, but so far so good. We picked up an HP upgrade on the first floor. We traded our bomb for a key on that tinted rock. Not particularly amazing, as of right now. I would have preferred a small rock. 2 keys is great, though. That allows us to do everything we want to do on the next floor. Sacrificial dagger is a weird one. If it was early, if this was like the first room that I had walked into, I probably would have re-rolled it, but because we're only going to have, like, this is going to be our only re-roll, I think I'll pick up Sacrificial Dagger, less so for the offensive potential that it has to offer, more so for the fact that it's an orbital that, you know, the earlier you pick up an orbital, it's like compound interest, man. The more shots it's going to block, the more likely it's going to improve your success. Yes, I will check out this treasure chest here. Traded a bomb for 3 cents. It's not the worst trade in the world, honestly. It might allow us to get to 15 cents before the shop on the next floor. So, you know, relatively standard first floor, I would say. We didn't really come out with anything truly amazing for our time, but we didn't really lose very much either, so that's good news in my opinion. I lost a lot on this room, and that may actually preclude me from having as good of a chance as I would like as getting a deal with the devil, but that's okay. We don't necessarily have to get a deal with the devil. Deal with the devil on the first possible floor is pretty likely, though. Spelunker's Head is another one where I should probably be a little bit more aggressive with my rerolls, but I actually really like Spelunker Hat in that it can... It's not as good as X-Ray Goggles. That we've gone over that, you know, 100,000 times. But it's still very, very good at saving us bombs, and just being a nice reminder that I should go to secret rooms, which oftentimes I do forget about, so... Hopefully we'll get enough bombs to be able to go to the second secret room and then maybe the other secret room. I never know which one's actually going to be better. That's something I would love to see some analysis on, because the secret room average payout is probably like 3 cents or something like that. Whereas, what's the average payout on the second secret room? It's probably like red hearts. Oh, we got another health upgrade pill. That's actually pretty remarkable. Now, I could get a little funky, because it doesn't look like we're going to get a bomb, so Spelunker's Hat has been worthless on this floor. But we could get a little funky and try to go to that boss trap room. I'll see if that might be a plausibility, because, you know, if I could snag another HP upgrade or another Tears upgrade or something like that, that would be amazing. But I'd have to do it in a way that doesn't completely fuck me, and I'm a little bit worried that that might not be a possibility. Basically, I'm going to see if I survive this floor, and then if I survive the bosses, then what I will probably do is walk over the spikes in that one room, maybe get some consumables out of that. I know there's a Spirit Heart remaining on this level, and there should be some HP, so if I just don't take that HP right away, by the way, Duke of Flies being a real pain in the dick right here, but if I don't take the HP that's dropped from this fight and the next fight, unless I absolutely need it, then I may be able to find myself in a position where just via some, like, super aggressive play, I can actually improve my standing very, very well in the long term. We'll see if there's deals with the devil as well, because that might be an easier way to swing it in some weird context. Anyway, alright, so the one thing I will say is that if there's 9 lives, I'm probably not going to pick it up. I will pick it up if it turns me into Guppy, but I don't want 9 lives to be my first item necessarily. Or maybe unnecessarily is what I should say. Okay, so there's a red heart. We're gonna use that later. Oh, this is not an XL floor. I'm an idiot. And I think, you know, I know the crate is not fantastic, but we're gonna pick it up regardless, and the reason we're picking it up regardless, we don't know what this is. Full health? Range down. Not the end of the world. The reason we're picking it up regardless is because I want to get bombs, and I can use those bombs to access the other rooms that we've got going on here. So let's start, and we are gonna wound ourselves here. So we'll walk over this once, we'll walk over this twice, and we can open this up. So obviously, like, that was not worth it at all. But, we may actually be able to go to the shop now if we get very lucky. What do we have in here? Squeezy. Squeezy I will pick up. Tears upgrade plus some spirit hearts just to give me a little bit more survivability. I know that there's probably better things that we could do with our time here. Or with, you know, our reroll. And I haven't used the reroll at all yet. And that makes me a scumbag. But I still think this is the right way to handle this for now. So we'll take Squeezy. And then we use the Chariot card. And we just use the Chariot card because it's going to make, well, at least, you know, one of these bosses very, very easy. If Monstro, like, jumps up and lands right on your unicorn horn, that should be an instant KO. I'm just gonna come out and say it. We're all thinking it. It appears survival is gonna be pretty goddamn likely. Here we get Judas Tongue for, like, the second episode in a row, or at least second time in very recent memory. And that will give us, you know, a big leg up when it comes to deals with the devil, but we've got to actually earn deals with the devil first. So, now with 3 bombs, we'll check out our first secret room. The secret room contains 6 cents, which is just not quite enough for me to really feel comfortable going to the shop. But we'll see what we've got in our second secret room. Obviously, I'm hoping that this is an eternal heart, and if it is, I'll be an extremely happy man. And we pop this open, and, well, it's just a bunch of red hearts. But to be honest, we kind of needed these anyway, so that doesn't feel too bad. Alright, so how do I feel about that floor? It was pretty okay. Squeezy is an upgrade. We'll shoot this fire just to see if we get 2 cents somehow. You know, the Squeezy's an upgrade. The crate allowed us to access some secret rooms, get a little bit of extra resources. Probably would have been okay to reroll a couple of these items, but you never know what you're going to get on those rerolls, right? So it's nice to be able to minimize that risk as well when you've got half-decent items that have already appeared. Just take a second to recaffeinate a little bit there, and here we go. Now the rerolls get started. Caves Part 1. White Feather gets rerolled into Mom's Contact, which is one of the best tier effects in the game. Bar none. I don't think there's much debate in that, really. If you take out, like, Brimstone, Mom's Knife, stuff like that, I think Mom's Contact is basically right there. Especially if you get an increased rate of fire, the ability to freeze enemies is exceptionally useful. So, with Pride, I'm hoping we either get, well, you know what, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to get Anarchist Cookbook, because we could just reroll it, and having an extra reroll pedestal would be nice. It's not going to be the biggest floor in the game, but it's a floor that is large-ish, I guess. Might as well take our pill right away. Okay, that sucks pretty hard, but we did get a Tears upgrade recently, so it's not the end of the world. 2 of Diamonds is obviously going to be amazing when it comes to going to shops, but that's going to be something I'm going to save until we actually go check the shop out. And I am going to go to the secret room as well, because obviously if there's like 10 cents contained therein, well, if there's 6 cents contained therein, we double it. So that's perhaps more useful. If there's 10 cents contained therein, that's already pretty darn good, I guess. Alright, so Mom's Contact, if you didn't know, Mom's Contact is a freezing effect. It's doing a great job, and it only becomes stronger as the game goes on, and you're fighting bosses like Isaac or Blue Baby, which are really bullet-helly. So, oh, we get a lot of money here, actually. So that makes 2 of Diamonds something that we'll probably be able to provide for the next 3 or 4 shops for us, if we get items in all of them, which is basically impossible, but still, bear with me. And in our second secret room, we find the Tick. I'm glad I went to it, but I'm even happier to be leaving without having ruined my game, so that's okay. Only sore spot of this run so far has really been that the pills have been subpar, except with the exception of a health upgrade. We got a range downgrade and a tears downgrade, which actually, you know, that's probably like a basically even trade. Oh, there actually is an Eternal Heart. We're gonna need a bomb to get it, but I think that should be possible considering there's shops available. What the fuck, Little Chad, man? Every fucking run now, Little Chad has now become, like, the most common item in the Binding of Isaac. I have no idea what is causing this. Maybe it's because I'm recording these videos. You know, there's still that conspiracy theory that's like, the RNG in Isaac is tied to your system clock. So if you record a bunch of episodes at the same time, you're more likely to get the same items. Tell me when you guys are recording that you're getting Sacred Heart, and then I won't feel as bad about that if it's true, which it's almost certainly not. So I am using Sacrificial Dagger as effectively as possible. Well, no, that's not true. As effectively as I possibly can to figure this out. We're just going to hang back right now, though, because of this, well, that bomb, obviously. Oh, yeah, dodge right into that. That's a good start. Truth be told, Little Chad, as long as you're not playing as Blue Baby, Little Chad is not the worst item. in the game. It can actually be very beneficial if you find yourself in a situation where there's a blood bank around you. So, and you know, I've been gambling a lot on these Isaac runs, so I think that could end up being very useful. We will take Guppy's Tail. We'll reroll Rage into the Mark. I think that's a totally fine trade. That will increase our damage a little bit. And obviously, we basically have to pick up Little Chad at this point. Cool, so we really want to get that Eternal Heart. That would basically give us a free Guppy's Tail. Why did I pick up Guppy's Tail? You know, having extra golden chests is pretty nice, especially if you have a lot of keys, which I don't really, but if I get a lot of keys, then that's great, but also it gives us a chance to become Guppy, incentivizes curse rooms a little bit more. There's a lot of positives here. We're gonna have more than enough money to, yeah, we'll open it. We're gonna have way more than enough money to do everything that we need to do. That extra bomb basically is going to function as an Eternal Heart generator for me, which is great. Not generator, really, because I only get one out of it. Let's not make it sound like it's too crazy, but still. Unfortunately, it does appear that it will be impossible for me to get a... Wow, we're gonna have so much fucking money. It's gonna be impossible for me to get a reroll unless... Well, this doesn't give you a reroll, which is bullshit, by the way, but... Or it doesn't give you a charge, which is bullshit. But unless we fight Greed in here, and if we fight Greed in here, then I wouldn't want the reroll anyway, right? So... I should have, well, it's not the end of the world. We'll still have 58 cents, but we'll use 2 of diamonds here. Might as well buy the Spirit Heart as well. That was a foolish mistake on my part, but it's the kind of thing that's really, really unlikely to make a major difference. 48 cents is still enough to buy 3 spacebar items from remaining shops, and we're very unlikely to get 3 spacebar items from remaining shops, because we're gonna fight Greed in one of them. So there was another trinket available on this floor, but I'm pretty sure that trinket is the tick. So fuck that, and I guess we will just take this Eternal Heart and then move onwards. And again, we're in a pretty good position. We're leaving the 3rd floor with 4 HP, some Spirit Hearts, which are transient. Mom's Purse is good, and Mom's Contact and the Mark are very good. Catacombs 2 with 2 keys. It's not an ideal situation from a difficulty standpoint, obviously, but from basically all other standpoints, pretty solid. Would love to have a few more bombs. The secret room thing is not... I mean, it's worked out okay so far, but I've largely been on, like, by the skin of my teeth, because the bombs have been very slow to come by. I imagine we will probably end up with a blood bank on this floor, which would be amazing, especially if we can combine that with a boss trap room. Maybe snag a blood bag and another item from whatever the boss trap room has to offer. But for now, a shop. This is actually something I'm very excited about as well, although I imagine there is a pretty good chance we are going to run into Greed. But maybe he'll drop Steam Sale, and I'll have the opportunity to re-roll that into something more useful for myself. Oh, never mind. Instead, it's the Nun's Habit, which is actually truly amazing here, and we'll pick up... you know what? There's a nickel on the other floor, so I don't mind picking up the Spirit Heart here. Maybe we can start building the Spirit Hearts and carry those through to the mid to late game, but for now... We have Nun's Habits. Yeah, we can do this. That worked out pretty well, actually. 'Cause anytime you get a key by opening a golden chest, everything else is just gravy, right? You made the right decision. But what was I going to say? I was going to say that, I forget it. Oh, we got Nun's Habit. Nun's Habit shows up so fucking often on these D6 runs. I don't know why, if Nun's Habit is maybe a little bit weighted to show up in the shops versus items like, what doesn't show up all that often anymore. Portable Slot shows up now and then, but not that often. Mom's Purse has been showing up a lot lately as well. Of course, whenever I, like, come up with something like, maybe it's weighted, you should keep in mind that, you know, a law of large numbers doesn't necessarily apply too much to something that's only got 685 sample size, but... You know, we're going to see patterns where patterns may not necessarily exist just due to randomness. So, anyway, let's just continue moving onwards here. It's hunches are your enemy in Isaac, but they're also the exactly what I base most of my strategy on. So, range down is probably a pill that I'm not necessarily looking forward to taking right now. Our boss is going to be the Fallen. This is, as you might expect, basically the ideal boss for me to be fighting. Fallen is relatively easy. Well, he's easy relative to the value of the items that you get from him. So, I would say that in terms of, like, the bosses that you can fight, he's probably, like, somewhere middling for the Catacombs. At least we're not fighting, like, you know, Mask of Infamy or something like that. But I don't even know if Mask of Infamy can show up on the Catacombs. I think he shows up on the, Necropolis. On Necropolis, not the Necropolis, I guess. But, you know, with Mom's Contact, a lot of bosses that are somewhat annoying become vastly easier just as a result of being able to freeze them in place here. One of these guys is very near to death. I've lost a lot of Spirit Hearts in this fight. That's okay, though. It's okay. Don't take the other range down, Pill. That one's actually pretty important to keep these guys at bay. And this guy will die, and we get the Mark, which I absolutely will pick up, and I still have Judas' Tongue, so basically Very cheap deals with the devil. Although we don't have a deal with the devil. We actually have Krampus instead. And I will totally take a lump of coal without re-rolling it. I realize this has been a very conservative run from a re-roll standpoint. I don't apologize for it, though, because it's worked out pretty well for us so far. We're not in a... Oh, I hate when this happens. We're not in a... That was really stupid of me. I should have just let him get on frozen. We're certainly not in a 1 position, but it's looking pretty good. Marked plus Pact is going to solve any damage woes we may have considered ourselves to have. Lump of coal adds to that quite nicely. Now, the more HP we can get, the better, I suppose. But we're still looking for an item room. Curse rooms would be nice if I could actually find them, and maybe we could have a chance to become Guppy. Our tears are doing a lot of damage, so that would be nice. And you know what else would be nice? Another trinket. Judas Tongue is it's a great trinket, I think, actually, but... you know, we're gonna need something else because at some point deals with the devil and the angel. Not that Judas Tongue actually helps you with deals with the angel, but at some point these deals dry up, and we're gonna need something that's a little bit more scalable into the late game. Something like Cancer, for example, is a good example of a great late game trinket. Considering we have Guppy's Tail, I would also love to pick up something along the lines of a flat penny. A burnt penny would be okay because it would allow me to get some bombs and access these secret rooms with a little bit more, I almost said secret wombs. That's an album by TLC. It would allow me to access the secret rooms with a little bit more reliability. This is a weird one, because, yeah, I'll take it. Whore of Babylon, useless right now, but may become very, very useful for us if I end up getting Guppy's Paw, which is something that I'm basically banking on showing up. So, I think I would be foolish not to get it. Also, I'm very foolish to be standing in, like, the center of this room to fight Super Wrath, because it makes things very, very difficult when he creates bombs. Luckily, he just didn't have a chance to create bombs, so lucky me. So we are going to continue exploring the rest of this floor. The second secret room is something that seems like a very viable option, and if there's another Eternal Heart in there, that could add a pretty huge percentage chance of success to our results here. 3 cents is not necessarily what I was hoping for, but, you know, we're lucky enough to be relatively bomb sufficient right now that it doesn't make an enormous difference. So, we'll come up here. I don't want to go to the second secret room right away, and the reason for this is because there is always the potential on a second floor like this of an arcade existing, and if an arcade exists, then we couldn't play the Blood Bank if I had an Eternal Heart. At least in good conscience, we couldn't play the Blood Bank if I had an Eternal Heart, so... in our best interest to just take a look at it, and sadly, not sadly, but surprisingly, we didn't use a dead end at all. Or sorry, we didn't use a dead end at all. What am I talking about? Yeah, good time for a golden key. Fantastic. But we didn't use our D6 at all, was what I was trying to get at there. So let's see if we get a second Eternal Heart. First one being on the last floor of... Ah, man, a Blood Bank would be so good on this floor. Sadly, no such luck. So, I guess we just go to the exit now. We've left a ton of hearts available on this floor, which is really disappointing. Really wish I went to the top right first so I could get that golden chest, but so be it. Shit happens, right? Down to the next floor in time for some recaffeination. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. Necropolis XL. Stronger men than I have died on Necropolis XL. I'm probably not going to open that golden chest yet, just because keys are actually kind of a sore spot right now. So here's an interesting one. 1-up is okay, but we could possibly get like raw liver or something, so I want to try for these rerolls. And every single one of these rerolls is going to cost us a bomb, so hopefully we get enough bombs to make it happen. But I feel like I either need raw liver, or I would take one of the fetus items just because it's becoming kind of like a silly run, if that makes sense. I think I would... If I earned the fetus item, then I think it's okay to take the fetus item. That's what I'm trying to get at here. So we'll use another bomb here, because we have Nun's Habit. We can just consistently pop in and out. It's Bob's Rotten Head. You know what we could do here is throw Bob's Rotten Head over here, and then fight whatever this mini-boss is. And it's Greed, which is really unfortunate, but this is actually a good thing. I didn't use a key to go into the shop. That means I have enough keys to go to both item rooms, and I don't have to feel too bad about it. And we actually picked up another bomb there as well, so that's good. I'm not sure if I can actually bomb my way out of this room, so we may have to, like, earn the... Oh, fuck. We may have to earn the D6 charge here, and then use it on the next room. That would save us a bomb. Yeah, I think that's a little bit smarter. That was a tough room. Oh my god, unlimited keys. Okay, that's actually really, really useful. So we're going to start popping open golden chests like crazy. Now, this room obviously sucks. The big one. One of my least favorite room combinations for sure. permutations, I guess I should say. But yeah, Necropolis XL is a real test of a run's strength and a runner's strength as well. So hopefully we don't wither under the pressure here. What do we have? 2 of clubs, doubles our bombs. Well, I might as well come back here first and... Oh, I shouldn't play the Blood Bank, though. The reason I should not play the Blood Bank is pretty obvious, but it's because we get Nun's Habit charges for it. And we get more keys here. So I'm going to double my bombs right away, and that's just because I'm going to consistently be walking into the secret room. So I might as well have 6 bombs. That is Dad's Key, which is a garbage item, obviously. I think this honestly will work out. We're pretty likely to actually get Undefined at some point as well. Undefined just shows up when you have gone through all the items in an individual pool, which is something that looks like it's fairly realistic it could happen. If only I could bring, like, the Temperance card into this fight somehow, or, like, if I had a Temperance card, not fight, but secret room, I would save so much money, so many bombs, and potentially so much money on bombs, I suppose. We could get the HP upgrade payout from the Blood Bank here. That's the other thing that's going on that is important, but, you know, I am spending an awful lot of bombs to make this happen. I hope that it works out for me. Book of Belial is an item that I wouldn't mind taking, but I would love a passive item even more so. So this time we get the Unicorn Horn. It's a weird one because I could use Unicorn Horn to play the Blood Bank, but then I have to spend another bomb. I think it's worth it to possibly snag the HP upgrade, so let's try this out. I'll get 4 free plays for the cost of a bomb. This will pay for the bomb if I have to buy one at some point, but oh well. Okay, so we are starting to run out of bombs, and that's a nasty position to be in. Why am I not losing health, by the way? Or maybe, no, I mean, I know that we use the Unicorn Horn there, but I thought for some reason that, like, the last few plays I've been at 2 red hearts, but I guess not. We only lose 1 per time, so that's not that substantial. Man, money equals power would be beautiful. This is our last play for the next near future, at least, or last reroll, I should say. Yeah, okay. I'll settle for Pyro. I think that's worth it. We basically invested a lot of bombs to get a lot of bombs, but that's okay. I think that's a pretty good trade-off. So, now we have 99 bombs. That's not a fetus item, but it is kind of close, if you know what I mean. And we could probably start thinking about if we get 2 better trinkets. I mean, if we get 1 better trinket, we could probably start thinking about getting rid of Judas' Tongue at this point, because there's really only 1 more chance for a deal with the devil. And I'm a little bit skeptical at its odds of showing up. We might get lucky, I guess, but we won't be able to get one on the on this floor unless we teleport out of the mom fight and then come back in somehow. I didn't even see that guy was frozen there because he blended in with the ground. Yeah, golden key means we're opening all of these fuckers, and every extra key that we get is actually a huge boost. Now, we really need to get to, like, a terminal as soon as possible. Either, you know, the first boss room or an item room, one of the 2 item rooms, because now we're just hemorrhaging D6s. You know, the great news is that we can just use that Nun's Habit and Blood Bank as kind of an engine to get even more rerolls in the future, but I would love it if we could maybe just find something to use my rerolls on right away. So let's kill the engine first. Okay. So how is this run shaping up? From a damage standpoint, it's pretty good. From a health standpoint, it's just a little bit lower than I'd like it to be. We'll leave some of the, most of the interior rooms up here just so that, if possible, we can still use those to generate rerolls a little bit later. Okay, so I gotta be a little bit more okay with using bombs, I think. That was terrible loss of a Spirit Heart there, but hey, we got 1 back, so no big deal. And that actually cost us nothing because we have a golden key, so that's very lucky. Very, very lucky, in fact. Okay, thank you, Sacrificial Dagger, for killing that man before... Well, killing that conga line thing before I had a chance to take damage. I am playing kind of poorly right now, and that's the kind of thing that can really shoot you in the foot on a floor of this difficulty. So hopefully I managed to kind of pull myself up by my bootstraps here and make something positive happen. Oh, thank you for freezing him just before he was about to hit me. This room actually went way better than expected. But I still need to fucking find an item room or something. Golden Poop is, sure, fantastic. We could possibly snag a penny-style trinket out of it. It's Counterfeit Penny, which is actually, like, the only one that is not useful for me right now. So we'll leave Counterfeit Penny on the ground. Basically, Counterfeit Penny, in case you're not familiar, because I almost never pick it up, it gives you a chance to generate, like, an extra cent with every cent that you pick up. But it doesn't actually drop it on the ground, so you can't, like, Mom's Purse scam it with, like, flat penny or, you know, burnt penny or bloody penny or something like that. Instead, it just kind of appears in your money selection on your HUD. So, Apart from all of the other tangibles that I've kind of mentioned, another thing that would be awesome to get to improve our chances of success would obviously be the ability to fly. It feels like it's been a few runs since I've actually had that ability. It's not a prerequisite for success, but it does make a pretty big dent in our odds for success. Well, I probably shouldn't have even picked up those bombs, but it doesn't really matter, does it? We'll definitely use a bomb here to get the golden chest. Could just one of these golden chests pay out with like an HP upgrade or a tears upgrade or even a speed upgrade, please? Not that one. That's the push pin, which is also a pretty terrible trinket in my opinion. Now, the red chest contains spiders, so there's both secret rooms kind of handled already. That's really shitty. The other thing is, with the ability to fly, I would be able to basically use pyro as if I had one of the fetus items. Not quite the same, because I'd have to, like, be right in the shit of it as I drop the bomb, but, So Rosary's probably not good enough for what our purposes are. We might as well pick this up. We don't even need the bombs, but we'll pick up Remote Detonator and then get ready to re-roll it. Why not pick up the Rosary? In this case, I think it's a really stupid idea to pick up the Rosary. Normally, it can be okay, because, you know, the caveat with the Rosary is that it just gives you Spirit Hearts, but it gives you a decent number of them, but it also causes the Bible to show up way more often in the future of your run, which is not the end of the world if you could just buy the Bible or pick it up and then take it out of the rotation. But since we have 0 shops remaining, it's going to take a valuable pedestal away from something else if it shows up. Plus, we don't even want the Bible. The Bible's just like it's a guaranteed reroll because it would kill us instantly on some of the boss fights, I think, or it's just bad. It kills some of the bosses instantly, I know that, but also it's just, you know, bad in its own right. I did a talk with Josh on, I think it was on the NLSS. He's like, should I pick up the Bible? It kills mom instantly. And I'm like, yeah, but it's really bad. But he's like, yeah, but it kills mom instantly. And I was like, oh, I remember not saying like hey, check out how superior I am. But I remember thinking like that. I'm pretty sure the first time I beat mom, I was like, all I gotta do is nurse the Bible until I get to the mom fight. And then boom. And that's the last episode I have to do with the Binding of Isaac. Mastered the game. Anyway, more keys. That is a pill, which is bad trip, which is not the end of the world. So do we reroll quarter or do we reroll remote detonator? You know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I think. Luckily, it appears like the floors kind of like join up here. So I think I will have an awful lot of reroll opportunities because I can backtrack very easily just by going to that blood bank, which I do want to go to because I really could use an HP upgrade at this point as well. So that'll be on my agenda for sure. I'm starting to get a little skeptical of our chances just because we have so little... Oh, man. Well, that's a full health pill as well, so... but does it become full health if you have Spirit Hearts? I don't think so, so I have to weigh that with what's going on here. Also, I have to weigh, do I use a bad trip pill right away with maybe I should keep it for the late game and have twice as many hearts to use on a boss or something like that. Anyway, oh, that's an Eternal Heart, so that's very important. Let us... Tomato and bacon, that's the recipe for a BLT, as it's called. So we're going to play this, and then we're going to backtrack. And I hate doing this because it's going to take us a little while here, but at least the item room is reasonably close, right? Right? Okay, well, that's the shop. We've already been there. We don't need to go there again. We've got a lot of rerolls available to us, unfortunately. Or I should say a lot of reroll opportunities available to us. So this does strike me as one of those floors where we could spend an awful lot of time just trying to sort it out here, but we re-roll the bean. That becomes a speed upgrade, and I know people are not necessarily going to be pleased with this decision, but I took the speed upgrade, because I feel like one speed upgrade is basically where I want to be, and this simplifies things from our perspective on this floor a little bit. I'm just coming down here to see if maybe this is where the boss room is, and it is. Now I know oh, that was really dumb. Now I know exactly where to go to make my way towards the bosses, which is great, and in fact... You know, we could just go fight one of these bosses right now. Just don't fight the other one. That would be really, really stupid of me. So, Loki's gonna die very easily here, as you might expect. Thank you for moving out of the trajectory of that spike, so I actually had a very good opportunity to just get in here and maybe give you the old BF, best friend treatment. Yeah, okay, good. Cat of Nine Tails. That's a reroll and a half. 8-ball. Also pretty bad. But now we have a closer reroll pedestal than the... Oh, you know what? The 8-ball is actually better than Remote Detonator, so I'll do my fucking due diligence, and we'll come in here and get our rerolls available, and just pay out with the blood bag as soon as possible, please. Or the IV bag, for that matter. I wish I hadn't said that. Well, now we'll get rerolls available over here, and we'll use the IV bag to, or we'll reroll the IV bag as something that's hopefully better, faster. Now, we can just shoot the bomb over here, thank you very much. More money, that should come in handy basically never over the remainder of the game. We've got a ton of fucking rerolls here, that's very disappointing. If it had just paid out with the blood bag, everything would have been different. Since it pays out with the IV bag, we gotta get kind of real stupid with it. By the way, I'm sure there's people out there that are like, I just realized this, but there's people out there that are probably like, you should have picked up Counterfeit Penny, or I could have picked up the tick, by the way, and just taken the tick and the Polaroid for the remainder of the game. So if it comes to trinkets, you know, there is some min-maxing to be done there that maybe I missed out on, but why didn't I take Counterfeit Penny, even though I have Mom's purse? Just simplicity's sake. Oh, wow, Lemon Mishap. So we're really bringing the heat with respect to the good items today, on this floor in particular. But maybe we'll find another, blood bank or something in here, and I can make good use of this bad trip pill. It does sort of seem like we're coming to the end of our good chances for this run. Damage is, that's another bad trip pill actually. Damage is fine, beyond fine, actually like pretty great. Everything else is I'm struggling with it to some extent. All right, chestception and a pill which is range up. That's actually kind of nice because I've gotten so many range downs so far. So this is probably like our last reroll opportunity, so I guess we're going to be taking the 8-ball, and we're going to reroll Lemon Mishap into the Black Bean, which is still pretty god-awful. We've explored almost the entirety of this floor. That is a bad trip pill, right? Yeah, okay, so bad trip is actually an important pill to take. With us, that is. And an important pill to actually take as well at some point, but not now. So we actually, if I just let myself get hit one more time, thank you very much, we will have a reroll available that we can use on the, well, we won't be able to leave the mom fight after we go into it, so I think it's in our best interest to use this on the item room up here. And honestly, since we have the bad trip pill, oh, that's so fucking shitty. Since we have the bad trip pill, I kind of feel like I can like walk into the fire twice, get another reroll, and then reroll this again into Skinny Odd Mushroom. That's a big play. Okay, so now we could like try that trick out multiple times, but I think it's a bad idea to try that trick out multiple times. What I mean is like we could do that and then we could reroll the 8-ball, but I think it's a bad idea. I think we should just save this other bad trip pill to basically be a full health pill, and we'll move on. So this actually went surprisingly well. Picking up Skinny Odd Mushroom is really useful, especially with Mom's Contact, because this gives us increased possibility or increased frequency of freezing enemies. So I'm gonna toot my own horn a little bit. That was a pretty smart play. It's not necessarily like it was something that nobody could have seen, but you get what I'm saying. It's very unfortunate that I will probably lose this Eternal Heart on the way, unless we get maybe a Balls of Steel pill here. We'll see what the 8-ball gives us. The Devil. Pretty good, but we can only take one with us, and Bad Trip is a little bit better. So hopefully we don't get hit by Mom, but especially considering it is Blue Mom, I expect to get hit by Mom. And I'm not getting too attached to the idea of this Eternal Heart just yet. If I make it like 80% of the way through the fight without getting hit, then I'll probably get a little bit more attached to it. But for now, it's probably not long for this world, and there it goes. Okay, so no big deal. Easy come, easy go on that, although that would have made a pretty marked difference in my chances for success, potentially. We'll just have to make it work regardless so that that doesn't become a point of contention for the remainder of the run. Alright, so we've only taken not too much damage over this fight, honestly. We get another HP upgrade. Let's just consider that the ghost of the Eternal Heart that we just lost. So, let's start by talking about what we don't have as we leave the Necropolis. I'm just going to recaffeinate for a second here as well. We don't have a lot of things that would normally be considered pretty useful at this point in the game. We don't have anything to see where we're going, map or compass. Ideally compass. Crystal ball would also work, I guess. And that sucks. That sucks pretty hard. What we don't have as well is the ability to fly. That is a huge asset when it comes to taking out a lot of enemies and, more importantly, not getting hit by a lot of enemies. What do we have? We have a lot of damage. We basically have a free life in the form of this bad trip pill, which will become full health. And we got good speed and, you know, a decent amount of kind of intangibles. Bombs, keys are alright, and we could get lucky with some golden chests as a result of Guppy's Paw. We're not becoming Guppy on this run. It would take a... Well, it's not impossible, but it would take a pretty huge swing. Now, if we're able to pick up a Guppy's Paw or something from a secret room, not a secret room, either a curse room or a devil room, that might change things a little bit, but for now, we're kind of hamstrung with the cards that we've been dealt. If we win on this run, it would be quite a surprise, but we actually have a better than usual chance, I think, against Isaac and Blue Baby as a result of our... oh, that's not good. 1 second here. As a result of the Mom's Contact, which actually puts us in a very good position. So we got to be a little careful here, because trinkets are going to be annoying to deal with. Judas Tongue is, you know, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet here. We're going to get rid of Judas Tongue, and we'll take the Curved Horn with us, which is a damage upgrade. So it's pretty useful, but Judas Tongue could potentially save us 1 whole HP upgrade if we get deals with the devil coming up. So this does limit the deals with the devil that I can take to some extent, but I think this is a more prudent choice. It's less of a Hail Mary, and that's why I kind of resent doing it, because I like going for broke in Isaac most of the time, even though this has been a fairly conservative run. So it's a decision that might end up biting me in the ass a little bit. Especially, actually, you know what? I should probably take Judas Tongue with me. I have so many bombs. The only thing that's annoying about this is backtracking. I should probably take Judas Tongue with me. And then I can take the deal with the devil, and then I can always come back for the Curved Horn, because we can leave the boss fight and deal with the devil room after we go to them on this floor. So I think this is a better way to handle it. We should definitely make sure to take the Polaroid with us as well, because there's a good chance I may end up leaving without the Curved Horn just by forgetting about it. So I think that was a pretty smart play as well. Will this relative intelligence relative to my usual self actually add up to something that gives us a chance to win? It's debatable, but it could happen, I guess. More keys, always good. Am I going to go to the curse room? Yeah, but first I wanted to get full health just to see what's going on in here. Nothing much, it seems. So, curse room, this is a big one. Hey! Free ability to fly. That is actually a huge pickup. Okay, the blood bank is an interesting value proposition right now, but one that I can't justify yet, but maybe at some point. You might be saying, well, you have this bad trip pill, why not use it? I'd prefer to save that to basically double my health on a boss fight, for now at least. We could get permanent Polaroid invincibility going on with it, but who knows. Alright, so we got a key out of that one. I almost missed that. And I don't care if the golden chests suck as long as they all have keys in them, because then it's just free shit, basically. So, we have Spirit of the Night. That gives us the ability to fly. You all knew that, obviously, by this point in the Isaac Let's Play, I'm assuming. Oh my god, I am taking some seriously dumbass damage here. Pop up, please. Okay, well, we'll do this little song and dance then. Any second now, there we go. No spirit hearts, hey, another half red heart could be useful. I've gone like exactly the wrong way here, multiple times. That blood bank, also very tempting. The more red hearts we get, the more tempting it is. Although that one didn't effectively change things too much for us, except remove our Polaroid invincibility. But if we manage to actually leave some health on the floor on this floor, we can actually play that blood bank before we leave. And we know that, or those blood banks, I should say, and we know that they have to pay out with blood bags if we play them long enough. But, will we be able to play them long enough is a genuine question at this point. Well, I had 99 of all of those things that I just picked up, so that's kind of a waste, but that's okay. Probably should just hang out in the middle, and that would allow me to not get hit, but whatever. Alright, we found our boss fights, and we actually found a spirit heart as well in the form of this Blue Larry Jr. This is a weird, weird situation. We're gonna see what we get from a deal with the devil context here first. Probably shouldn't take that spirit heart yet. I'll wait, and we'll save that for, like, blood bank potential uses. Yeah, that's a good position to be in, actually. Okay, so we're gonna fight Teratoma. Teratoma's also a boss that has been showing up all the goddamn time for whatever reason lately. Yeah, I expect it to be pretty easy as a result of the fact that we can freeze enemies, and we have one orbital, which will give me a little bit of defense against the spiders. I can just hang out on top of rocks, and, you know, the fight's almost over, so there's not too much point in talking about it more, I guess. So we're gonna take our HP upgrade. And we're going to take our Spirit Heart. And we're going to go get the Curved Horn. I can't forget about that. But first I want to play just a... we're going to play until we get low on this blood bank. And hopefully our luck will not run out here. Because this is something that could potentially kill me pretty... I didn't pick up the IV bag before? I don't... Oh, I'm an idiot. Well, we have 99 poison bombs now. That's actually a pretty good pickup. Makes us a little bit more offensively potent. I'm an idiot for not Well, you know, for not picking up the IV bag before and guaranteeing myself an HP upgrade there. But who knows, maybe the poison bombs are actually going to be better than an HP upgrade. I doubt it, but it actually could be pretty beneficial. So now we go play this other blood bank until we get super low on health, and then I question myself, inevitably, wondering why I did this. So I don't even know what happens if we play it again. So I guess we just leave. I don't know why I picked up the money either. There's a little bit of health up here waiting for me. I don't know. I don't know. I could, you know, if I get damaged one more time, then I have bad trip at least. You might be saying, why don't you do that on the blood bank? It's a little too risky for me, unfortunately. But sure. We're at a half-heart interval, so that'll give us some Polaroid invincibility as well. Ooh, now we actually go back and play the blood bank a few more times. I'm actually going to caffeinate on the way. 1 second. Coffee tastes a little bit like gravy. That's weird. But also awesome. So, we're gonna have probably like 5 plays on this blood bank. Please don't let me down here. We get permanent Polaroid invincibility. Of course, we also get the Whore of Babylon-ness, which we have not gotten before. That took half of our spirit heart? How does that work out? Well, in any case, we got a little bit more money that we can't even fit in our coin purse. Let's move down to the womb part 2. At least I tried on that one. So our main asset is something that I've barely been using. 98 poison bombs is a very comfortable, you know, explosive position to be in. Can we actually swing this into something that works for us? Yeah, I think it's theoretically possible. Why am I fighting Super Greed, you ask? Pretty simple. Might give me a reroll pedestal. That reroll pedestal might give me something amazing. It's a secret room. I'm not sure if it would pull from secret room items. If it would, though, that would be nice. Well, it doesn't matter regardless, does it? And more money that we can't use. Good, I didn't want red hearts anyway. So if we get hit, I have to pay very close attention. If we get hit, I should very much probably use this bad trip pill ASAP. But I prefer to save it the longer the better, obviously. If we can use this on the Isaac fight, that would be substantially better than this. Judgment is something we can put down right now. I was concerned about that, but also tempted by that. Hey, he paid out already. Now, he paid out with Kamikaze, which is garbage, but he paid out already, so at least we have a reroll pedestal to kind of strive for. Chocolate milk, the best item I don't pick up. And a real judgment as well. Or a vanilla judgment, if you will. Just, you know, trading the health for that reroll pedestal is actually pretty valuable. Notched axe, also garbage, so, you know, we're gonna make that work for us, hopefully. Should I take this full health pill right away? No. Okay, so I made the right decision in not taking the full health pill. Give us a little bit longer period of invincibility. But now, obviously, we're not going to be able to use this on the Isaac fight. But maybe we'll get another one that we can use on the Isaac fight. Now, there's another curse room. Last curse room was amazing. Hopefully, we could replicate that here, because we are going to go to it. But first, I'll have a reroll that I'll use probably on Notched Axe, I guess. Doesn't matter. Notched Axe and Chocolate Milk, they have the same effectiveness because I'm not going to pick up either of them. But Notched Axe is a little bit closer, so we'll reroll that into Monster Manuel. That's a garbage item, but if we're going to get garbage items, let's knock them all out right away, right? We'll get half of a reroll or half of a reroll charge just for coming in here. We'll also lose a whole heart, which is actually pretty meaningful. And cool, just keep this up. The extra flies, they do damage, not as much as I would have liked, actually, but it's damage nonetheless. This is actually Little Chad, an example of Little Chad, I should say, being fairly effective for me, and giving me red hearts in situations where, if I didn't have them, I would be dead, probably. If I didn't have his runoff, I would probably be dead. So, Monster Manuel gets rerolled into 10 extra bombs. As you might expect, that is something that doesn't interest me a great deal, as a result of the fact that I have already got 99 of them. So why don't we just throw down some poison bombs? I'm not trying to save the bombs. Like, I should point out, like, that's not the reason I'm not using them. I'm not using them because it's hard for me to get myself into a position where I'm not in danger, but I can still place a bomb down. We may just go fight Mom's Heart right away. You can leave after the Mom's Heart fight, so Blood Rights is pretty not great for us in this situation. You can leave after the Mom's Heart boss fight, so we might as well just, like, knock that out and then, you know, get started on the rest of clearing out this floor and getting as many rerolls as possible. This is where our 98 poison bombs is really going to come in handy, especially if I can freeze Mom's heart, which is, as of yet, not appearing too possible. Hey, we froze a monster a little bit. I'm actually getting very low on health, though. Got to be pretty cautious about this moving forwards. Good, you are frozen, and that completely fucked up the timing, but that's okay, because you're going to fire bombs. Okay. Alright, that fight could have gone worse. I've only gotten hit once so far. Could get hit another time with these laser bullet flies, but could have gone better as well. I probably shouldn't have been hit at all. Hopefully we snag a little bit of HP for our troubles here. And we start getting some more rerolls available, and Lord knows we need them. So there could be libraries or, you know, any other kind of assortment of useful rooms available for us here. I really don't want to die on the Womb Part 2 after having gone through what we've gone through, so reroll blood rights. Hey, all stats up. That is a huge pickup. HP upgrade, plus it gets us back to full health, plus, you know, damage tiers, range, and speed upgrade. Very, very nice. Okay, so that's a huge play. We found our second secret room. It would be very nice for me, of course, if this was an Eternal Heart. You can't always get what you want, but sometimes you can. I think that's how that song goes. I don't know. I don't listen to too much Bob Dylan these days. Okay, so yes, we're going to take this when we leave, but not yet. So we have another reroll pedestal available. We're going to come down here and reroll this chocolate milk into the relic. That seems very good to me. We might as well explore the rest of the floor, honestly. You never know if maybe there's an arcade or something still left, I suppose. Might as well. My damage feels better than ever, which, you know, makes a good deal of sense because it is better than ever. Don't really need the money, but the Spirit Heart is actually pretty useful. And yeah, you know what? We are going to play the Blood Bank. A little bit, at least. There's some hearts available. The Eternal Heart is nice. This is one of the reasons I didn't pick up the Eternal Heart. So we'll come in here, and we'll actually play the shit out of the Fortune Teller as well. And the reason for that is obviously that more Spirit Hearts means more luck for me. And we could possibly get a better trinket than the Curved Horn as well. Although I'm pleased with the Curved Horn as is. I should probably be a little wary about this floor, because I'm kind of just throwing a lot of HP away. That's kind of okay as long as we continue getting Spirit Hearts at a reasonable interval, but... the Sun! Okay, so we will use the Sun card as a full health card, because I'm an idiot, and, I don't really care about finding the boss rooms as quickly as possible moving forward, I guess, so 2 of Spades, that's actually pretty useful. How would this work? That's what I was hoping. It just took half of a heart that time, so we'll get some invincibility. Hey! We don't even have to use the Sun card. Okay. So that's big. That's big, big, big. And we'll just leave. Okay, so that arcade gave me what I wanted, basically. We don't have another reroll pedestal available. We may find one at some point. But for now, Womb Part 2 has basically turned out to be an exceptionally useful floor for us. I don't normally go to such great lengths to milk this floor, but it's obviously done some great stuff for us. Now, if I'd known the library was here, we could have done some funky stuff with that, because as of right now, I'm just going to, like, spend a key to go inside, and it's just going to be books that I can't really get too much use out of. I could have if we still had blood banks available, but instead we'll just... Wow. 2 telepathy for dummies. All right. Glorious. So we'll take our Eternal Heart and leave, and I dare say that this may go down as one of the best Womb Part 2s I've ever had. You don't normally have the opportunity to get any items on the Womb Part 2, so the opportunity to actually do as well as we did there is quite striking, shall we say. And we still have the Sun card. We're probably going to use that as a full health upgrade. And we'll move onwards. This has been an exceptionally long run so far, but like most things exceptionally long, I'm talking about my dingle, it's worth it. Once you get over walking funny. I'm just kidding. Boom. Average size penis. Anyway, what do we have here? Red chest, which has teleported me to Brimstone Land. You might be saying that it's a good idea to pick up the Guppy's head, because we could possibly become Guppy. I don't see it happening. They'll watch me reroll, and then the Brimstone item will be like 9 lives. But I'm gonna reroll. I can't reroll these. Sorry. All right. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Why didn't I pick up Brimstone? Largely because I feel like we're already strong, I value my HP, and I picked up Brimstone on a recent run, so, you know, I like to grant people a reprieve from that whenever possible. Hey, there's a new strategy for killing Death. If you can kill him before he actually summons... No, sorry. If you can kill him before he summons the zombie horse, I should say, then you have a much easier time of things. So I'm going to go back into that secret room and reroll the shit out of Fetus in a Jar, because it's a reroll pedestal, and we have 94 bombs, and we have Nun's Habit with the D6, so why not, right? What do we have in here? 2 Spirit Hearts. Well worth my time. Fetus item would be funny, but we already have 93 bombs, and I'm enjoying this run. Transcendence. It's not a bad item, it's just not useful for us at all in our current situation because we already have the ability to fly. I almost picked it up because I'm so used to being like, oh, Transcendence, free flying, like that Tom Petty song. Don't really want to deal with that. I don't think this is a one run yet, but we're in a winnable position, a very winnable position, in fact. You should be dead. And I think we will win this run, but it's not set in stone yet. Burnt Penny is not better than what we already have. Book of Revelations is a free Spirit Heart, and Book of Sin is a free something. A free key. We will never need that. Free key is just a funny sentence to say. And what do we reroll first? Do we reroll the libraries because we get double the pedestals, but we'll have to deal with some, you know, books first before we get the item pool completely cleared out? Or do we reroll the secret room? It's actually kind of a tough question. Tomo, what's up, buddy? How you doing? You don't step on the keyboard, please. You might accidentally hit the recording hotkey for XSplit. That would be really bad for business at this point. Yes, you're very cute. It's okay. Just go back to sleep. You were asleep a second ago. Oh, okay, you don't have to go back to sleep if you don't want to. I was just suggesting. There we go. He's out of my hair now. You know, metaphorical hair. Anarchist Cookbook. So I went back and rerolled the library because getting double reroll pedestals on the library would be nice if we could swing it, and there's probably still a decent amount of fuel left for rerolls on this floor. I wonder if you guys can hear that out there. It's just this, like, tiniest mew right now. It's very cute, though. I enjoy it. That being said, Daddy's got to focus right now. Daddy's at the office. He ran away. Alright, Monster 2 should be easy enough. Like, my damage is very good right now. There's something to be said for, like, theory crafting and a debate about whether it's better to reroll the library or the secret room. Because the secret room pools are so fucking good. They really are. You know, we could get raw liver. I don't know if we even want something like the shovel at this point, but we could get raw liver. We could get raw liver. You can get raw liver. We can get skeleton key. I think the compass. I'm not sure about the compass. The compass is a weird one. It shows up in shops and mob trap rooms. Is that how that one works? Anyway, I'm feeling comfortable nonetheless. That's the position we're in right now. This is going to be like one of the longest post depths runs I think I've ever had. Normally, I kind of like try to speed run a little bit once we get past the depths, but I don't have that opportunity here, and also I don't have the need to do so here. I think as well. So we'll go back and reroll the library. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this, oh, yeah, just walk right into the spike. Smart idea. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this, like, 1 hour and 15-minute Isaac run. I gotta hurry up. We're recording Crusader Kings 2 in, like, 10 minutes. So homing bombs is a tempting one. Obviously, I don't want 10 extra bombs. You know what? I am going to take homing bombs just because, you know, maybe we can get all of the bomb effects and that would be hilarious. Now, the secret room probably is a little bit more valuable because the item pool in the secret room, I think, is better than the universal item pool that we'll get from the library. It's not really universal. It's just, I think it's mostly universal. It has most items in it. So, obviously, hoping for another Eternal Heart here. It's potentially unlikely that I'll be able to swing that, but we'll see. Mom's Contact is really, like, I know I've talked a lot about some of the items that we've gotten so far and talked them up a little bit. Mom's Contact is by far the best item that we've gotten. It's going to be the thing that has by far the biggest impact on whether or not we're going to succeed on this run. So we have found, oh, a health upgrade pill. We found our boss, and you know what? I'm going to fight him, because at this point, yes, there are other rerolls available, but at some point you get diminishing returns. I don't know if those rerolls are vastly going to improve our chances of success, because, you know, we're about to have 1,000 rerolls on the chest anyway. That was really dumb of me to just walk into Isaac again there. But yeah, we're about to have 1,000 rerolls on the chest anyway, and like, we're comfortably in a position where we can beat the game, I think. And for a while, it didn't seem like that was going to be possible. In fact, through like the Womb Part 2, it wasn't looking like that was going to be possible at all. This is what I mean when I say that Mom's Contact on bosses like Isaac and Blue Baby is just a no-brainer, right? Like, that was super easy. So we'll head down to the next floor with our Sun card and Mr. Boom. Mr. Mega is actually what I was looking for to give us all 4 bomb effects, even though I apparently never use bombs. Miter maybe is pretty useful for us, and in these two, I probably should have picked up the, what was I gonna say? I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Should have picked up the Hourglass before I re-rolled it. And you know what? We're actually gonna take Mini Mush, for the extra. I think it gives us a slightly increased rate of fire. And I took Mom's Bra as well, and then I'm going to use the Sun card, and we're just going to find our boss, and we're going to finish this off. Oh, please destroy the poop. Please destroy the poop. Please just, oh, thank you. We made it. All right, and the reason that I'm doing this is because I think this is going to be the fastest and potentially kind of most irreverent way to finish off the game. So we're already freezing enemies like crazy, but, you know, Mom's Bra actually has a pretty long duration. So if we can keep them frozen even longer, and every damage that we get to ourselves gives us a half of a charge on that as well, that's very good. We don't have any chance, I think, to lose to Blue Baby here. I've taken my shot, and this is how we're going to roll with it. I also think Mom's Bra is like a once every 2 rooms item. So we got a Homing Mr. Mega Poison Bombs. If I don't use those, I'm looking at Gift Horse in the mouth here, or I'm not taking advantage of all the opportunities in my disposal at the very least. This run turned out to be very good. You know, we could play Portable Slot like 1,000 times if we wanted to. I think that's a pretty silly decision, though. All right, still managed to get hit there after using Mom's Bra. Those Poison Mr. Mega Bombs, nothing to fuck with, man. They're doing a decent amount of damage. Oh, we actually got Mom's Bra charged up again. And it will be charged up the next time we get hit as well. Yeah, and I got myself hit. In fact, I can just hit myself with these bombs, and that'll make it easy enough. Wow, this is, it's a run that got very much more powerful late in the game, which is something that doesn't normally happen. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed that run. I enjoyed that run a great deal. If you did, make sure to click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more Isaac. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.